solving 575 divided by 5. So if you take 575 divided by 5, first you need to figure out how many 100s are in 500. And so we can see that there are 5 100s in 500. So we put 100 up here and 500 down here. 5 times 100. After subtracting 500 from 575, we are left with 75. And next we need to figure out how many 5s are in 75. So we figure that there are 14 5s in 75. So we put the 14 up here and 70 down here, and we are left with 5 left over. So with the 5 left over, we need to figure out how many 5s are in 5. And obviously there's only one 5 in 5. So 5 times 1 equals 1 up here and a 5 down here. 5 minus 5 equals 0. So we are left with no remainder. To figure out the final answer of this problem, we need to add these three numbers up here. So we take it down here and we add the three numbers, 100 plus 14 plus 1 equals 115. So now we are solving 575 divided by 5 using the common method. So first we look and see how many times does 5 go into the first number, which is 5. 5 goes into 5 one time. So we put a 1 right above and we put the 5 down below. 5 minus 5 equals 0. So next we need to bring down the 7, and we can see how many times does 5 go into 7. 5 goes into 7 one time, so we put a 1 above and put the 5 below. 7 minus 5 equals 2. 5 doesn't go into 2, so we need to bring down the 5. So now we have 25. How many times does 5 go into 25? 5 goes into 25 5 times. So we write another 25 down below, and we subtract 25 from 25, and we get 0 for the remainder. So our answer still remains 115.
Okay, so our problem is 7,549 divided by 12. When we use the scaffolding method, I look at the big number and see that I can multiply 12 by 600 and get 7,200. So I'll put my 600 up here and I'll subtract the 7,200 from the 7,549. I'll get 349. Then I can see that 12 times 20 equals 240. I'll bring the 20 up here and subtract the 240 from the 349. I will get 109 after I subtract the 2. I can see that 12 times 9 equals 108. I'll bring the 9 up to the top and subtract 108 from 109, getting a remainder of 1. So then I'll take my three numbers here and bring them over here and add them all together, making 600 to 629 with a remainder of 1. Now using the standard method, I have to see how many times does 12 equal to 75. I know that 12 times 6 equals 72, making it the biggest number that will fit into 75. When I subtract 72 from 75, I will get 3. Then I will need to bring down the 4. I'll have to see how many times I can fit 12 into 34. I can fit 12 into 34 2 times. 2 times 12 equals 24. When I subtract 24 from 34, I will get 10. Then I'll bring my 9 down. Then I'll have 109. I know that 12 times 9 equals 108, so I'll put the 9 up here and I'll subtract the two numbers and I get a remainder of 1. So I'll have 629 remainder 1. So the answer is 629 remainder 1.
Okay, so today we're going to be doing a word problem.
problem is a school has 1,475 candy canes to be put into stockings with 6 candy canes in each stocking. How many stockings with candy canes can be made? And how many will be left over? Using the scaffolding method, we will be dividing 1,475 from 6. Now, first, we need to ask ourselves, how many hundreds of 6 are in 1,475? Using this math here, we did 6 times 200, and we got 1,200. We put it down here. Now, we subtract these two numbers from each other, giving us 275 left over. Now you have to ask yourselves, how many tens of 6 are in 275? Okay, so using this math here, we did 6 times 40 to equal 240, which we placed here, and now we subtract 240 from the 275. We get 35 left over. Now, lastly, you have to ask yourselves, how many 6s are in the 35 here? Using this math here, we did 6 times 5, giving us 30. Placed here, we subtract these two from each other. 35 minus 30, giving us 5 left over overall. Now, to figure out your final answer, you have to add these 3 numbers. Done over here, 200 plus 40 plus 5, giving us a total of 245. With the remainder down here, don't forget, of 5. The answer is 245 remaining are 5. This method is just a condensed version of the scaffold method. So once you get used to this method, you can go ahead and move on to this, which is just condensed. As you can see, it's pretty much the same thing. You're still dividing 1,475 by 6, and here you multiply 6 times 200, because it's in the 200th place, to get 1,200, giving us 275. Now, for the next one, you know that 40 fit into 275, so you can multiply 6 times 4 to get 240 here. Subtract these two from each other and you get 35. And again, how many 6s fit into 35? You get 5 times 6 equals 30. Subtract these two from each other, you still get a remainder of 5. The answer is still 245 with a remainder of 5.